You're watching Las Vegas 1. News and information 24/7.
A lawsuit filed by MGM Mirage's City Center partner could threaten the project and thousands of jobs. Is Dubai World looking to get out or really after a bigger share of the nearly $9 billion Strip development? We'll ask our guests next on Face to Face.
Tough questions, direct answers. This is Face to Face with John Ralston.
Welcome to Face to Face. I'm John Ralston. The recession and its accompanying credit constraints have brought even gaming behemoth MGM Mirage to its knees. The company has about $2 billion in debt payments due this year, and cash flow has tumbled from roughly $2 billion in 2007 to half of that last year. Now, a subsidiary of Dubai World, that's the company's partner on its massive city center project, is asking a judge to declare MGM Mirage in default of its agreement. What's really behind this lawsuit? We invited MGM Mirage to send a representative, but the company declined. The two guys who didn't decline, Deutsche Bank gaming analyst Bill Lerner and high-rise condo expert Paul Murad. He's the author of the book, Manhattanizing Las Vegas. We've been plugging your book. We're going to discuss whether it's obsolete in a little while. Gentlemen, I appreciate you both coming on the program.
Thanks,
let's go to the gaming aspect of it first, Mr. Lerner. Let's set the tone here. Here's what MGM Mirage said after the lawsuit was filed in a statement. Dubai World is well aware of our written commitment to meet our funding obligations and that MGM Mirage has available cash to satisfy those obligations. MGM Mirage is ready, willing, and able to fund its share of the cost to complete City Center, including a required payment this week. But Dubai World had said it had few options other than to file the lawsuit. This comes from the LA Times. Dubai World's general counsel, George Dalton, says Infinity, that's the subsidiary of Dubai World, wants to see City Center through. Quote, what we are attempting to do is complete this project. Dalton said the state-owned company, quote, had no choice but to file the suit. And just real quickly, I'm going to quote from the suit. As a result of its increased capital contribution obligation and other obligations, MGM is now overextended financially, doubts it can continue as a going concern, is operating at the whim of its banks, and is unable to make the contributions necessary to complete City Center. Other than that, everything's fine over there. You've had a couple of days now to take all of this in. Give me your take. Who's right, who's wrong in this?
I think you characterized it initially, John, I think accurately, which would suggest that either Dubai World doesn't want to fund the project any further because it doesn't want to continue with the project, or they don't want to fund further, but they want to maintain their stake in the project.
$4.3 billion, that's not even chump change for someone like Dubai World, right? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. And so both entities, MGM Mirage and Dubai World, have commitments of another $500 million. So $1 billion in equity. Both have to commit to the project before they can actually access the $1.8 billion credit line. So Dubai World, if they didn't want to continue the project, this would be step one of multiple steps in order to
But what do you think?
Need to finish.
What do you think? You're an experienced analyst. You've seen these things happen. You've seen what's happened in this market. You know a lot about the City Center project. What is Dubai World up to?
If I had to guess, I think they don't want to continue with the project. It's early to tell. There aren't a lot of data points out there. So it's probably premature to say that, but if I had to guess at this point, I'd say they don't want to continue. And you got to think about why, which of course comes to returns in the project relative to cost of capital, so on and so forth. And in this environment, even though I feel it's transitory, it's cyclical, certainly the returns early, I wouldn't suspect will be there.
All right, we're going to talk more about that. Let me ask you, though. You're an expert on the condo market here. I mentioned your book, Manhattanizing Las Vegas. Certainly City Center was contributing to that, or so we thought before they chopped the one and talked about doing other things. There's some people who think Dubai World actually wants to increase control over the project, maybe get involved in this and finish it to its completion. What's your take on what's going on?
I think it's definitely a possibility. Dubai World is used to controlling major projects around the world and in Dubai especially. So I think there's a possibility there might be posturing for negotiations that might end up in them having a greater control and trying to make it up to the kingdom, shakedom, that had invested so much money and lost a lot of money on the stock side, and is trying to make it up by now using this opportunity while MGM was very weak to posture and leverage to take a greater control and run the entire city center project.
$4.3 billion, as I mentioned, sounds like an astronomical amount of money to most human beings. How much is $4.3 billion to a company like Dubai World? Could they walk away from that?
I don't think they're going to walk away. I mean, they are used to large projects. Here, you've got the largest project in the United States at $9.1 billion. In Dubai, every project that's been announced for the last several years have been 10, 20, $30 billion projects, even $90 billion projects. I was just in Dubai a few months ago and observed that firsthand. I was at the world's largest cityscape conference, the largest real estate conference, and every project they announced and every tower they announced was greater and bigger than the one before.
That's interesting that you were there. Were they still talking at all about City Center and being gung-ho about it from people you talked to there?
This was last fall. This was kind of the tail end.
This was a long time ago. Okay.
You know, what, 4 months ago,
yeah,
5 months ago?
Yeah, it seems like an eternity now. Were they talking still about City Center then in a gung-ho way?
They were, and they had they had a large booth space for the City Center. They were trying to promote and sell the units there as well. They were doing their part, I think, as partners in selling the condo units and promoting the project worldwide. And they got great publicity for it because of all the other things that they were doing.
All right, I do want to talk, using City Center as an example, what did happen to the Manhattanizing of Las Vegas? We're going to talk more about the gaming side of this. Maybe Paul Murad has a new book coming out. It's called Downsizing Las Vegas. We'll talk about that when Face to Face returns.